This episode is powered by Poddex.
Welcome to Tales from the Boombox, featuring conversations from entertainment's biggest stars. And now, here's your host, Shawn Knight.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. My name is Shawn Knight. Glad to be here with you on September 1st, 2021. September 1st? Already? 8 months gone, 4 months left before 2022. I don't know about you. It seems like this year is just going by. I mean, we got 21 days left of summer before the fall. And you know when the fall season comes, it's pretty much a wrap. We're going to be saying happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Literally, they are putting Christmas decorations up in certain stores and department stores. They are getting ready. I mean, we haven't had Labor Day. We haven't had Columbus Day. We haven't had Halloween. I mean, can we just slow down with the holiday decorations? Let's take things just slow and enjoy summer, the last few days of summer. But today is a special day. Today is a special day because we're celebrating my grandmother. My grandmother, Mary Elizabeth Deal, affectionately known to you guys as Granny Knight. My grandmother would have made 90 years old today. And I think about that because I would usually be on the phone talking to her and depositing some energy and love into her. And she would be depositing her love and energy back to me. And I would be making preparations to go to Chicago for Labor Day weekend and celebrate. I thought that this would have been the year that we would have had a big celebration for her because it's such a milestone. But things change because my grandmother passed away last year. And so this year is bittersweet. I think about my grandmother all the time, but I want to call her and just say happy birthday. And I miss that lady. I'm just going to be honest and upfront with you. I miss her. And I think about it a year ago today when I saw her on FaceTime and I wished her a happy birthday. And I kind of knew that things was different about my grandmother. Because the last time I physically saw her was in February of last year. But when I saw her on FaceTime last year, this time, I knew something was different. And next thing you know, 21 days later, 3 weeks after her birthday, I received a phone call from my mom telling me that my grandmother had passed on. And that was a blow that I still deal with today. I'm going to be open and honest with you guys. I have not yet grieved the loss of my grandmother. I have not. I don't know how to grieve. And I know everyone has their different ways of grieving. And I want you to understand something. I've lost friends. I've lost loved ones and relatives. And I've had my moments where I grieved. But this is my grandmother. This is the second lady outside of my mom that knows me best. This is the lady that cared for me and my sisters and my cousins and my boys and you know my sister's kids and the kids. Like my grandmother she's just an overall amazing woman. I flash back to when I was a kid, being the first grandson. Had a special relationship with my grandmother. My grandmother used to put Vaseline on all our faces, especially on picture day. God forbid any pictures of me get out. If my sisters decide to do it, it will be all out war. My grandmother used to make potted meat sandwiches. Now, if you old school, you know what potted meat sandwiches are. I had it. I was my grandmother's taste tester when I beat everybody home from school. I used to test the Kool-Aid. Sometimes when she's making cakes because she loved to bake, and on birthdays, everyone would get their own birthday cake. My grandmother was my first Sunday school teacher. And if you encountered my grandmother and hung around 7520 South Kimbark in Chicago, 9 times out of 10, you will be going to church with us on Sunday. And you will be the recipient of breakfast, which would include a biscuit and sausage and grape drink. Not no juice grape drink. I'm talking about Jewel, the generic canned grape drink. Folks from Chicago know this, with the white wrapper with the black letters, grape drink. That, yes, that. And those biscuits is a blunt object. Those biscuits were hard, but my grandmother made it. My grandmother made it. She was an amazing woman. It was a safe haven when you was around my grandparents and especially around my grandmother. Everybody came over to the house to hang out because we had the biggest house on the block. A lot of folks say that the house looked like Amityville. And if you know the house, you would say, yeah, that's definitely an Amityville house. But the kids would come by and pick off the cherry tree, the pear tree, the apple tree. My grandmother was very welcoming to everybody. My grandmother would even slide you a daily bread. The little small booklet with the Bible passages and things. Yep. My grandmother would slide that to you. And you better take it. One of the things that I really loved about my grandmother, she was very competitive. My grandmother was very competitive, especially when it came to games. Had a fun grandmother. She would play checkers and Connect Four and wouldn't let you win. And she would talk smack. Say, Shawn, what's the name of this game? This game is called Connect Four, Grandma. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Drop it down, Connect Four. And then start laughing. My grandmother she know how to bowl on the Wii. She would be dominating the game. My grandmother, bowling strikes, winning games on the Wii. That woman was simply amazing, and I'm not gonna lie, I miss her. I miss her, and again, I just don't know how to grieve. I haven't overcome the grieving part, and I understand it's a process, but it's hard. And as I try to keep my composure talking to you guys, because some of you have grieved a loved one, someone important, like a grandmother or like mom or dad or someone of great magnitude. So we're going to get into grieving because I have a friend that's going to check in later on inside the podcast, Miss Tamela Mann. She has a new album out called Overcomer. We're going to talk to her about that and find out what's going on with her. But I just wanted to tell y'all about my grandmother and how much of an important figure she was in my life as we celebrate her on what would have been her 90th birthday right here on the Shawn Knight Show podcast. Before we get to Tamela Mann, we're going to take a quick pause. My good friend Travis from Poddex, he's here, and he's going to tell you a little bit about Poddex. Travis, take it away.
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to take your interviews and podcast episodes to the next level, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Visit poddex.com to get your Poddex today.
Thank you so much, Travis. Appreciate it. And if you go to poddex.com and type in the code Shawn Knight Show at checkout, you can get 10% off your first order. Make sure you go to poddex.com and check it out. I guarantee you will love it. Now, let's get to our guest of the hour. This woman is phenomenal. First heard her with Kirk Franklin and the Family. She has went on and did countless albums and TV shows and plays with Tyler Perry. You know her as Cora. She got a crazy husband, David Mann.
This is your company. This is your company.
Oh, know he is hilarious. And this woman has a new album, and it's called Overcomer. You know her, you love her. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my good friend Tamela Mann. Hey, Tamela, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Sean. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. Look, I am excited about this project. I heard Overcomer and Conqueror yesterday, and
Yes.
yeah. Let me just.
What? Thank you. I'm excited about it too, because we are overcomers. You know,
Yes.
hey, it could be it's a process. It's a day by day thing for some of us, and some things, but we can conquer and overcome.
Yes, especially during a time like right now.
Yes. I mean, look, we all need some encouragement, and, you know, another song on there is called Help Me. You know, help is on the way. I just want everybody to trust and believe that it's on the way.
Yes. Now, it was released on August 6th.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right. Sean is fine. You don't got to call me sir.
Well, I'm old too, so if you say yes, ma'am, it's okay. But I'm so excited about this album. It's just really speaking from my heart, and it's resonating with me. So, and I really think it's my best work. I'm again excited about it and excited to share it.
Yeah, that's good. Now, you have the new title of songwriter on this album.
Well, it's not new. I've written on some of the other albums,
Right.
but I've never did this much writing.
Yeah, you wrote majority
This
of the
time,
album.
I co-wrote.
Okay.
I co-wrote. Look, I'm not going to take it all, because I co-wrote with some great writers and some great producers that really inspired me. It was such great collaboration, honestly, with these guys on this record. And and some ladies, but I kind of talked to all the producers and told them what I want to talk about, and even, you know, and written it down. And it just all came to, it's like a big puzzle that just came together really good, really easily after with all the playing parts.
Nice.
And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to work with. And look, most of them was 30-year-olds. That's what tickles me, because they really helped bring out the best in me.
That is great.
I really believe that.
All right, so give us some background on how Overcomer first came about. What was going on?
Overcomer came about. I was, you know, dealing with my knees. I had double knee replacement, and then right after is I started working on, after the surgery. I started working on the album. Then the pandemic hit. Then I made up in my mind that I wanted to get my health and wellness together. And look, through the pandemic, and everybody was like, "You losing weight and we gaining weight." But I just was really determined to just succeed in this mountain that's been in my life. I'm ready to climb it and get past it, to overcome it. And also menopause. I mean, this took me for a loop during this time, you know, of changing my body, like mentally. It was playing a big part on me and my family. And it took me, for a little dive there. You know, it's like I could be happy, then sad, start crying. And it was just some crazy emotions going on with my body and healing. And like I was talking about, during this pandemic, being locked in and not really being able to get out and like work like we were used to working. And I just made the best of the time and just really focused in on this album, since it was right before me, and it was something at hand. I could work here at home. We had just finished opening up our studio, so I could work here, and it just started coming together. And I'm just really happy that I found my place. It's like I really found my place in this album. I found myself, you know, that knowing that God is my source, He's my help, He's my healer. And that's how the Overcomer title came about, is all these things that I was dealing with and working through.
Yeah, and I can tell that you found yourself in the songs Overcomer, Conqueror. Those have been on repeat. But let's talk about how completion was like a major theme on the album.
It was. Completion the last year, like when I made my mind up again about the weight issue, is okay, I got to complete this task. So I looked up completion and found that finish was in it. And then I went to church and got a message of my pastor was preaching on focusing and finishing. And I came home and it really resonated with me. And I was like, that's me. I needed, I've noticed that I've started things in my life that I hadn't complete. It's like, like with the weight issue, up and down, you start on a diet, you do it for a good 2 months, then you quit. but it's like I just made my mind up that I can overcome, that I can complete, that I can conquer. And those two work hand in hand for me to overcome and conquer. And those were just my words that I kind of built from to work to finish, finish the work, complete the work. And that's how that all came about there.
Man, that is beautiful. And we've talked about this earlier, but you co-wrote most of the songs or a good portion of the songs and produced on this album. So why did you choose this time to do that? And what was that experience like?
Well, I think what was happening in our world kind of helped me, kind of pushed me, kind of thrust me. It's almost like, getting pushed out of the nest. And when I sit and like most of the guys, like I was saying, the producers that I was working with, most of them called me Mama Man. They was like, well, Mama Man, where are you going with? Do you have a theme that you're going to go with? And I was like, well, I've been talking about completion and finish. And I say, so I just started talking to all of them, and it just started happening. And then to go from finishing to, my final answer to him is yes. I'm saying even yes to myself to make the changes. That God is our healer. He's our source. And all of it just kind of fell into place. And I don't know. I think it just the timing of the pandemic, the timing of us being, like I say, within the four walls. And I was doing a lot of walking and, just kind of out in the elements, just under the sun and just walking outside, looking at the sky. And it just all just came into play.
All right. So let me just get this straight. Double knee replacement surgery, physical therapy, your wellness journey with your family, all during the pandemic and working on the album. What was the lesson in this experience?
The importance of family, the importance of a unit, of even help. Because when you have a surgery that severe, you need people around you. You need help. And just to have, the love and compassion and the serving that even with my family helped me with. My daughter-in-law, my sister-in-law, my goddaughters. It's just the love that and the help that I got is one thing, and really learn and focus in on family, especially with people losing so many family members and friends and stuff. All this was happening around us, and it really made me just fall in love more with my family, and just having that support system. So that was like a big key to even the support system of putting this record together.
And two songs on the album, Overcomer and Conqueror. Those are my favorites right there. It speaks about the strength and sovereignty of God. And that is what I love most about it. I'm a big praise and worship guy. So what do those songs mean to you personally? I mean,
personally, like we were saying, all the steps that I've taken to get to this point of overcoming, because it's a process. It's a day-to-day thing. It's like I'm learning, okay, what to choose for as eating and trying to make the right decisions. Every day is not a good day. I make a bad decision and maybe have some chips when I probably should have had some celery and carrots. But every day it's just a work in progress. But I have to keep telling myself and encouraging myself that I can overcome by my words that come out of my mouth, that I am getting better, that I am making better decisions, that I am overcoming just who I was. And meaning like the things that I do start, I'm learning to complete that task that is at hand versus in midstream, stop doing that and then start doing something else. So these are things that I've learned along the way to help me overcome, and how these songs are helping me. They'll help, it's like, to me, I started, like you said, for its praise and worship, it's starting with me, that I can ask for help, that it is okay to ask for help, and that, that I'm in the process of it, I'm overcoming by just even asking somebody for help and being transparent and just laying my pride down to the side, that you too, it's okay to say that you need some help in this area, in these areas, or whatever they may be. And that's the thing that I'm learning, and that all these songs are helping me to overcome.
Nice. And Wyclef is worked with you on the song Hello God. What was that like?
Amazing. But what happened is was talking to Kirk, and we were doing another song, and he said, I told him that I wanted to do a Caribbean song. And he kind of looked at me funny, like, what? I was like, yeah. So when I go overseas or go to the islands, I want to let them know I want to have something to represent, that I enjoy their music and have something to give when I go over to the islands. And he was like, okay. So we just kept working. And then a few days later, Shawn, he called me back. He was like, Tam, I think I got your Caribbean tune. And I was like, what? He was like, yes, I just did this interview with Wycliffe. And he played this little chant saying, hello, God. Hello, God. And I was like, what? And he was like, yes. So he connected him, David, and Wycliffe got on the phone, and he was like, I would love, to be a part, because Kirk was like, I needed this song for my sister, Tamela Mann. Do you know her? And he was like, yes, I know her. And he was like, I'm in. I would love to do it. So we got together. He did his part. Him and Kirk got together and finished the song up. And Kirk did me a demo, and I was just walking, listening to it. And it was just really getting in my spirit. And I was like, this is good. This is fun. And I really think it reminded me of Don't Worry, Be Happy. You know how big that song got, because it just made people feel good. And that's how Hello God is to me. It's like you wake up in the morning, and you just want to get a Lord a wave offering of thanks just for waking you up. We get up and say good morning to everybody else, but do we wake up and say, hello God, thank you for another day? And it's just one of those songs. It makes you, bob your head and everything like that, get with the beat. And I just think it's just really fun, and the people are I'm getting a great response. I was a little nervous at first, but the people are really getting with it, and it's just, it's summertime, and it's just one of those feel good numbers.
But when I think about Hello God, I go back to Kirk's first album with the family. Speak it to me, Lord Jesus. Yes! Me need to hear from you. If you don't speak, Lord Jesus, me don't know what to do.
We don't know what to do.
Yes, I am excited. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear that. All right, now you about to make me go.
That is amazing.
So now I might have three favorite songs now on the album. So let's talk about how you've been playing I'm Every Woman, okay? So let's just see what we got here. Like you after the album, you got two movies, Soul Santa and the new Tyler Perry film Medea. I mean, I thought Medea was gone. Y'all done resurrected Medea?
Well, what happened is, he called us and he was like, y'all, it's still so much going on. We just need to make the people laugh. So he said, I want us to come together and he said, it's just all about laughter. And when I tell you this movie, Medea's Homecoming, is going to be some funny junk. It's some funny stuff going on and some things happening to Mr. Brown that, I can't tell you, John.
No.
But it's some funny stuff going on, and I'm like, we really had a good time just doing it.
That's good.
We had a really fun time just making the movie, and it just came into play really good. And I think everybody's going to really enjoy it. It's going to be on Netflix this fall. And I just think it's just going to be one of the good ones, that it goes down as one of the great ones. I mean, I really do.
Can we really get enough of Medea? I mean, seriously.
I keep telling him, why are you trying to put my mama in a box? How you going to kill my mama? Cora is saying this. How you going to kill my mama? I know he's tired, because he has to speak high, and he's tired of putting on all that makeup. I get that, but he just does so good with it. It's just so funny. And I get in trouble because I'm always breaking character and laughing, and they got to redo the scene. And he just, damn, come on. But it's just I just think it's going to be really great, and for everybody, to bring some great laughter.
Yeah. Outside of assisted living, you got the TV show, you got a clothing line, the Tamela Mann collection, you got Tilly Man Music. You are doing it all. I mean, where do you find the time to do all of this?
Well, I try to schedule it around, just different things. I mean, but it actually, doing the album, doing the movies, it just kind of all fell into place, Shawn. It really, and I mean, I really don't have I can't even really explain it, but it's like, it's the puzzle. It's like every piece, it just kept falling right there into place. And I just thank God that we made it happen. I don't know how we did it, but we did. Yeah. We got it done.
That is awesome. I can't wait to just sit back and really enjoy listening to this new project. What do you want the fans to take away from this album?
I want fans and people to take away from this album that love and mercy still abound, and it's still in the earth. And my goal is to just give people, to return people's focus back to God, that He is the I am, that He is our healer, and that He can help us in this time of need. And that's what I want people to walk away, that you're not alone and that we are overcomers and we can conquer.
Yeah, most definitely. All right. So before we go, I have to dig into the pod decks. Now, the pod decks are a deck of cards. I don't know what questions are going to come up, but I'm going to ask you a question. It's fun. It's fun. And
Okay.
I just need an
Okay.
answer. All right.
Look, I'm smiling. You can't see my teeth, but I'm smiling.
Okay. All right. Look, this is a good one. This is a good one. You have been in, I'm sure, a lot of amazing recording sessions. I'm sure you have been through some amazing recording sessions. But if you could sit in on any recording session throughout history, which session would you choose?
I would love to be in on one of Celine Dion's recording sessions.
Why Celine Dion?
Because I just think because she's such a small, her voice is so big, and it reminds me of myself of how, but I know where our statures are different, but I just love how powerful and how big her voice comes out of her body. It's just, it's just amazing. And I saw her like twice in Las Vegas live, and it just really made me just really like her even more. And I just love how she carries herself. I love her. I just love her inflections. I just like how she moves with her voice, and you feel her. I believe her.
Mm-hmm.
I believe her.
Yeah.
Not to say I don't believe anybody else, but I feel when she sings. And I really wish I could have sit two, if I could have two. I really wish I could have sit up under Aretha for a little bit.
I'm really excited about her new movie with Jennifer Hudson.
I think it's going to be great. And I feel like Jennifer has done a wonderful job in following through with the request that was made, because I did hear that Aretha wanted her to play her. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a great honor for her. And I really believe she's done it. I really do, from the stuff, the clips that I've seen. Right. And even from her other work, I just feel like she's going to nail it.
Yeah, I believe so, too. Like she's gonna. Yeah, and shout out because she's from the hometown Chicago.
And I love her, and she's came, and when we come, she support. Even when I came to Chicago at the Eric Crown and did my own concert, she came. And with the plays, she came to support, and she's just a home girl. She just reminds me of myself, with the struggles that we've had as a kid and young lady growing up, but we made the best of it, and we're survivors. We're conquerors, man. We're conquerors.
Yes, and I'm going to take it even further. The Bible says we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. I say we are more than just conquerors. We are survivors. We're survivors. A lot of folks can't go through that.
Right.
A lot of people can't deal with that. You have to be really rooted and grounded in God and in Christ to really withstand the blows that come throughout, whatever trials that life bring you, especially during the pandemic.
And people don't understand that. But see, that's what I want people to understand is I've done what I did. He Did It For Me is my favorite song on the album. He Did It For Me and Help Me are my two favorite songs on this record. I love all of them, but those two resonate with me the most, because when I look at where we came from, and like you say, the things that we've endured and went through, it's all because of the grace of God, the favor of God, that I am where I am today, and He has done it. I take no credit. It's all glory goes to Him, and He's done it for me. God has helped me. He's put people in my way to help me to get to where I am, and I'm just so grateful. I'm trying not to cry, because I've been crying on all these interviews, because I'm so grateful to God for entrusting me and helping me overcome. And I'm just speaking those words, and I know I'm an overcomer by the words of my testimony, the words that come out of my mouth, and that's what I'm proclaiming and pushing other people to say, that we're conquering. We're coming out of it. We may be in it, but we're coming out of it. We're not going to stay in it. I'm letting people know I believe in you and believe in yourself, and God is waiting on us to just trust Him and believe that He can bring us through any and all things.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I love you. I appreciate you. And I just want to say this before we go. My grandmother passed away in September of last year. Her anniversary of her birthday is on September 1st. She passed on September 22nd. While I was getting ready for a homegoing service, a friend of mine sent me Ricky Dillard's The Lifter. And I was listening to it all through, but when it got to you, was an unexpected blessing. I mean, the tears I still get emotional off that song. I want to say how much I appreciate Ricky and how much I appreciate you, because that is my go-to song when I just feel like I'm at a breaking point.
Wow.
So I'm just saying how much I appreciate you and your gift, because that gift is still helping me cope and deal with the fact that my grandmother, I was the first grandson. So, our relationship was special.
A baby.
Yeah, my sister was the first granddaughter. I came second. I was the first grandson.
Yes.
So, I just wanted to show my appreciation to you and Ricky on that record right there, because that's my song right there.
I want you to go and listen to He Did It For Me. I need you, when we get off the phone, even if you have to go to YouTube and look at it, I just want you to go really, really hear it and take it from a personal place.
I will do that.
I promise you, it'll bless you. I'm gonna leave it just like that. It'll bless you. It's okay to have your favorites. I'm down with you on your two favorites, but I think we even got a better couple more in there that could really just try me.
I got you on that. The album's called Overcomer, in stores now. It will bless you. It will truly bless you, my friend, my sister, Tamela Mann. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shawn. God bless you. And I look forward to hearing you back after you hear that song.
Good evening. Everyone should have a vegetable garden. Can be rewarding. You've never really tasted a good salad bowl until you munch on vegetables grown in your own garden. There's no flavor as fresh and satisfying as the taste of crisp, delicious lettuce and juicy tomatoes you pick just before dinner. When you bite into a juicy tomato fresh from your garden, or slice them on a dish for family or friends, you feel more than rewarded for your labor. You really feel as if you have accomplished something in seeing the results of your labor grow. But to grow vegetables involves work and care. If you're not willing to work in your garden week after week, then you better buy your vegetables at your nearest store or market. Vegetables grown in your own garden are fresher, taste better, and saves you money. First, fertilize and prepare the soil. Fertilize heavily with a good dry fertilizer. Apply half when digging up the earth and the other half on top. Guard against insects and diseases with dust and spray. You should buy top quality seeds and plant as soon as the danger of cold weather is past. In my garden, I grow tomatoes, lettuce, corn, onions, greens, and sometimes I grow string beans and cabbage. One year, to my surprise, 2 pumpkins grew in my garden. It's still a mystery today because we did not even plant any pumpkin seeds. Believe it or not, this happened right at Halloween. So I took the pumpkins into the house, and my children took the larger one and made a jack-o'-lantern. I took the smaller one and attempted to make my first pumpkin pie. But I don't think it was a success because no one ate it. I even talked to my class and pray over there. My husband really does most of the planting and watering, but God makes the seeds to grow. One thing ain't growing anything to remember. Add a touch of love. Thank you.
I told you my grandmother was amazing. I told you that she was a phenomenal woman. My grandmother, Mary Deal, a.k.a. Granny Knight, would have made 90 years old today. But I just want to tell you real quick about how much time my grandmother had. My grandmother always made time, not just for her children and her grandchildren, but she made time for her community and her church. My grandmother lived 89 years and 21 days, 1,068 months and 21 days. My grandmother lived 32,529 days. My grandmother lived 780,692 hours. My grandmother lived 46,841,760 minutes. My grandmother lived 4,647 weeks and 21 days. My grandmother had time, and I am so glad and honored that I had 44 years of my life with my grandmother. My grandmother watched her kids grow up. She watched her grandchildren grow up. She watched her great-grandchildren grow up and even interacted with her great-great-grandchildren before she left this earth. My mom, she raised me and my sisters. But I'm going to tell you right now, Mary E. Deal was the blueprint. She was the blueprint of the man that I am today. And I am so proud and honored to call her my grandmother. I am so proud and honored to be a descendant of John Florence and Sally Florence. Those are my great grandparents. I am really in a good place. And I thank you guys for allowing me to talk to you. And I hope this helps somebody that's dealing with grieving and overcoming whatever situation that you may be going through. This was my therapy session, and I'm glad I got this off my chest. I really am. Back in July of 2015, I did an Instagram video with my grandmother, and my grandmother rarely does social media. But before the end of that video, I told my grandmother this: "Love you much, Granny."
Love you too.
And with that, I am at peace. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. Appreciate you, Tamela Mann. Thank you so much. The album is called Overcomer. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. Like, rate, subscribe to this podcast. There's more good stuff coming. Make sure you guys follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Shawn Knight Show, ShawnKnight, Be a friend. Follow me and I'll follow you back. Until next time, it's the Shawn Knight Show podcast featuring Tales from the Boombox. We are out. Peace.